Time for Mr. Truck, reviewing the latest innovations for your truck and trailer.
It's Kent and Dave, my son. He's my oldest son. And for MrTruck.com, we've got the new 2020 Toyota Land Cruiser. That's that luxury SUV. I think it's body on frame. It's a heavy-duty beast, and it's got the 5.7 liter V8. And we're towing David's truck. He just got it back from Ruben, our mechanic. And this 8-speed Land Cruiser has got how much power, son?
It's got 381 horsepower and 401 foot-pound of torque.
Pound-feet of torque, but that's okay. You did fine. You did fine. So we went up to Greeley and picked up the truck, and now we're going to unload it and do some other things. And I'm going to show you all the cool options on this SUV because it is a loaded Land Cruiser. It's one of those famous beasts that has a lot of history. You know, back to the old FJs and all those hunting trucks that they made, and they were really big in Saudi Arabia, and they were really big in Australia, but really quite the machine. So it's been around a long time, and this is a luxury model. They keep getting bigger and with more toys on it, but watch our review. If you have a short bed truck, you know it's not easy to hook up to a gooseneck. Pop-Up came out with these extensions from 9 inches to 16 inches to keep you from breaking out your back window when you're pulling a gooseneck trailer. And everybody uses a short bed. That's the most proper truck there is a crew cab short bed. So, protect that window.
Same as what?
Like the Tundra, I think it's also the same engine that's in a lot of the Lexuses. Because this is equal to one of the Lexus models. I don't know which model. Well, we're towing my son's truck. It's a 1979 F150 Ford, long bed 4-wheel drive. Just got it back from our mechanic Ruben. He put a new drive shaft on it and some other things. David's been Yancey wanting that truck, so we went and picked it up today. You're okay. Straight back. This really cool Land Cruiser. This is a 2020. A lot of history behind this. I mean, last month I think I reviewed it with Rick's old FJ or whatever, that real old one. And we finally got it running, but I was comparing the two. So there's a lot of history behind Land Cruiser. These are mostly sold in like Saudi Arabia. And you know, they're almost $90,000. It's $89,129. They had a lot of cool features on it. I even got to look some of the stuff up because it's got the ECT, which is electronic something transmission, but anyway, it gives you more power, almost like a tow haul mode. And some of that, it's got the crawl and all those things that we've seen on the TRD Pros. It's got all the different modes, and it's got the crawl control, looks like. Yeah, there's a lot of toys on this. This thing's got that, I think you put your phone in there. I did that one with Kelsey on the Lexus, and it fried it. So I'm not even sure if that's a microwave oven or what that is. Yeah.
Or it charges your phone.
Yeah. And this is the V8, and it is rated to tow 8,100 pounds. We're in Washington County, eastern Colorado. But this thing's rated 8,100 pounds of towing, and we are at 7,420. So we are below that, and you figure with our weight and the cameras on, we're real close to maximum. I love when I can max out a trailer, and that's kind of what we're doing. But anyway. It did really well. I mean, I was going 75 miles an hour when that was the speed limit. I was going 55 where that was the speed limit. And it did really well. We are pulling this 18-foot North Star trailer. I borrowed it from TFLtruck and bought this North Star trailer. It's got 7,000-pound axles, so you can gross it out at 14,000 plus the tongue weight. And we've got the Gen Y hitch, adjustable hitch, and weight distributing on it. So we're doing really well. It didn't sway. I mean, you know, the trailer didn't move at all. The truck sometimes in the wind would move a little bit, but I thought it towed it really well. Yes, Iron Ball car trailer. I borrowed TFL's trailer, and it's rated like 14,000 pounds on the trailer, and you figure another 10% on the tongue. So you could go to 15,400.
really well-made trailer. They're almost 7 foot between fenders, about 11 foot, or it's about 6 foot 11 inches. But it's got, you know, the 4 D-rings. It's got the rub rail, stake pockets, the pipe for the chains, and it's double framed. And yes, they got this from Jayhawk 2, like I do all my trailers. And it's saying it's got double frame, must be an 8-foot channel iron, but you've got the normal tongue underneath, goes out to your coupler, and then it is double framed all the way up to the axles. So many of these lighter, cheaper trailers, they only have the tongue about halfway back, hooking onto the floor frame. Well, this is double framed. 7,000 pound axles. These are the easy adjust brakes that adjust themselves when you back up. 7,000 pound Dexters, 8 bolt. It's got slipper springs. It's got that equalizer in the middle. And the leaf springs, they tie at the front, like through a big eyelet in the leaf spring, and then it has a slipper on the back that slides on a piece of metal, so they don't have any shackles to wear out. Very good setup. And TFL, they actually treated the floor. Colorado's bad about that because we're a dry state. So there's no humidity to keep the wood nice and pliable, so it'll dry out. So you got to use either special wood, like a fir, or you got to treat it. You know, Andre's crew treated the floor. Then you got a little bit of a small dovetail in the back, must be about 2.5 feet, where it slopes off so you can load your Lamborghinis. Then here in the pockets on the back, that's where your ramps are. They're inside there, heavy ramps. And they'll slide on that rail, goes all across the rear of the trailer, so you can put them anywhere and load any width of trailer you want, as long as it's not over 6 foot 11. But LEDs everywhere, heavy duty trailer. It's got a 10,000 pound jack. Andre had him out a spare tire, which you always want to do. And it's heavy duty fenders. And you can actually, in 4 bolts, take these fenders off. If you have something that's too low to the ground that the doors will hit the fender on, you can pull the fenders off and put them back on. Of course, I just build up wood on there to raise whatever you're driving on there above the fenders. But yeah, it's an iron bolt car trailer, 18 foot.
Yeah, that looks good. A little more. Okay. Well, this is cool. Both of us have face masks. We're all safe. These are the ones we did the video about. I have KN95. They got that special number on them. But yeah, 5.7 V8s, like a, you know, that's what a 350 is in the old days. We used to call them by cubic inch. Now this is all liters. A really comfortable vehicle, and it has seat belts. I think, let's see, 2, 4, and 3, 7 seat belts.
Does it just set 2?
Well, actually, that third row might be 3. I got to look at maybe 3, 6, and 2. That'd be 8. This is the old Akron Lake where I grew up by the golf course. I remember Floyd Hafer, a friend of mine, drove his truck out through that lake. I don't think he made it across.
Yeah, Vern, that was across the street, drove a little Toyota pickup straight into the pond.
Oh, jeez. We're going to go over a lot of these details because this thing has so much stuff. It's got full-time 4-wheel drive, A-track, actually. It's got all of the things. It's got torsion, locking, limited slip, center differential, automatic high beams, 10 airbag. The sound, I've got to play you some music because I got something else on here, but let me see if I can find a station. JBL 14 speakers. Yes, indeed. Of course, it's got heated and cool all over the place, front and back, and heated steering wheel, 10-way power with memory, 4-zone climate control. Multi-terrain monitor.
What do you think? We'll make our own circle.
Yeah, find me a big circle. Locking limited slip center differential. Wait a minute, it's a limited slip center. It doesn't have a locking slip on the back end. You know, locks up the middle, but if the back, front and back don't lock up, then locking up the central differential, which is like a transfer case. Keep finding new names for all this stuff. Let's see. Kinetic dynamic suspension. I'm going to find out what that is. It sounds like what Chevy came out with later on, that it, you know, controls your suspension by your terrain and by what the shocks interpret. But we will figure all that out.
Well, there it is, KDSS. Disconnects the anti-sway bar automatically when you go off-road, which means, you probably have to put it in 4 low to engage it. But that's what it is on the front anti-sway bar. That's just awesome. It's an automatic disconnect. It's not like when you got to push a button on. That is just too cool.
Blind spot monitor. LEDs, yeah, they probably once upon a time were. Whether or not there's anything now, or just a hole in the ground. Rain sensing windshield wipers. This is totally a premium vehicle. Oh,
Some park?
Center cooler. Yeah, that's fine. And I will show you pictures of this, but this here is a cooler.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Look in there. And there's, there's 2 layers. See, there's a button to turn it on.
So cool.
So you can put your cool stuff in there. And,
No, I don't think we want to freeze your camcorder.
Oh yeah, don't freeze my camcorder, but that is so cool.
In the center console, you got an ice chest back there. You got a button. Where's the button? The button is right there. So you can turn it on, you hear the fan, and turn it off, and that is cool. You can put some tall boys in there.
I mean, I've been in Cadillacs that had heated glass, for, heated cup holders for your coffee.
Wow.
And I guess now more people do the cold drinks, so that's pretty cool.
Snazzy.
Rear seat entertainment center. That's right. It's got these big screens behind the headrest in the front.
It also has headphones that come with it, so you don't disturb the driver.
Terra semi-aniline perforated leather. I know the seats in this are really thick leather. It's really comfortable vehicle. And I've been driving this thing all over today, and it is very smooth riding for a big old SUV. Now, it's rated at 17 miles a gallon on the highway, 13 in the city, 14 combined. So it's not really fuel efficient, but it's a big beast. And I'm using TFL's Prodigy brake controller on the trailer because this did not have a brake controller, which surprised me. And the outlet for your trailer plug is way up under there, and you had to take this box off the back to get to the receiver, and that was kind of a pain. But
Toyota and his Land Cruiser, they put a plug way up under there. There it is. Takes a while to find it. It's at an angle too. Then their hitch cover, which all luxury vehicles seem to like to cover their hitch, like towing trailers is a bad word or something, but through pin, like a lot of the ATVs have these to hold all the fenders on. But this thing's got 4 tabs, and this rascal fits inside those tabs. 4 tabs hold this piece of plastic on. Okay, I got the plastic cover on, snapped into place, and the pin on the bottom. Now, the back hatch on this, seems like it's always been this way. It's kind of a 2/3 and a 1/3. So you open up the hatch back. See, I'm pushing the buttons. Actually, see the Land Cruiser in there? There we go. Got the hatch open. What's weird too is there's your camera. It's for your backup for your trailer. Now, instead of being in the middle where your hitch is, where you'd have that, it's off to the side, which makes it a little harder to back up to it. And let's see, this bottom is like a tailgate. It's a small little tailgate. You can sit on it. That way, I guess you could just reach through the door if you just got groceries. You wouldn't have to open the whole thing. That way, they can't fall out on you. And then it's got these little storage pockets. Looks like they're about big enough to put like a first aid kit in them. Yes. And there's one on each side. I think this has something in it. What is it? Yeah, it's got something. I'm not going to take it out, but I'll probably give you a few tools. Maybe it's your tire tools. And I always like how this is too. It's got these plastic covers that cover all the holes so you don't slide out and drop into a hole and cut your butt on the hinge or something. I always like to have my butt protected. And then there's these gates. This thing actually has seats for 8. You have 2 in the front, 3 in the middle, I think 3 in the back. Let's open these up. Pull that latch. And you got to pull 2 latches. Got a latch down here to pull. And then a latch up here to pull. Ah! And then it lands down. Well, let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, I know. I got a parachute strap. Yeah. And you can flip up the headrests. Yeah, so you can use half of them or all of them. I think, yeah, it's got a place for headrest in the middle, so there's seats for 3 back here. Let's see what I can see now here. Yeah, beautiful leather seats. And this is the middle row. Of course, you have all the toys. Yep, the heated seats, your stereo, of course, a bunch of plug-ins, normal plug-ins for HDMI, and a phone plug-in, volume controls on each side. And then, of course, you've got these screens on the back of each front seat so the kids can watch stuff, or whoever your passenger is. It's a tilt screen. Pretty cool. You got 2 of those. And let's see if I can get to the back. Gotta look for a lever. Here's a lever. Oh, there we go. And that shows you what that 3rd row seat looks like. Got half of it down. Yeah. Trying to remember, looks like that middle seat comes up or moves around. Oh yeah, it's got an armrest. And it's got a little place to store stuff like your remote for your headrest, for your video. My grandkids love watching videos while we drive. And that is nice. It's a luxury vehicle, but 8,100 pounds.
It's got
LEDs on both sides, screens for watching movies.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's got a moonroof. It's not a big one. I'm surprised it doesn't have a big one, but they haven't changed this in a long time, so it's been the same old thing. But I know the sales are dropping off because, you know, they got a lot of competition in the big luxury SUV class, and this is more of an off-road luxury SUV. A little better than your average. It's got the front camera, which I'll be showing you all that. Button for your front camera. Isn't that cool? You got a 360 and you got a view of the side. That is awesome. I love front cameras. Nice dash layout. All the different toys on it. And it is loaded. But yeah, for $89,129. So we're almost maxed out on our trailer finally. I always have a hard time doing it. I try to do that. The stationary running boards, which I like. And it's body on frame, so you got the heavy duty stuff here. That's how you make a truck, body on frame. Well, of course it's got a moonroof. It's a Toyota Land Cruiser. Of course, like what I was saying about Toyota, they have all these automatic features, like you push the start button and the steering wheel moves in and out and up and down back to where you had it preset. It also does that for the mirror. Let's see. The mirror. Yeah, hopefully if I lock this puppy. Oh, I love it. You lock it, the mirrors fold in. Everybody should have that. Awesome truck. Ports in your phone. It's JBL. Fantastic sound out of this. It's got great sound. And there's your 4-wheel drive button. You got 4 low, 4 high. It's an all-wheel drive. Of course, you got the same crawl controls as we have on all the other Toyota TRD Pros. You can change all that. But oh well. Let me look over some buttons here. The ECT, we know what that does. Gives you a little more power out of the transmission for towing trailers. Almost like tow haul mode, but a little different. It acts off the transmission. And this ECT2, nobody knows. I have looked and looked all over the internet, and I can't find a single reference to an ECT second. But we'll see. If I can find something, I will certainly let you know. And, you know, this locks the center differential, which basically, you know, controls the slip, even though this is an all-wheel drive, so it's almost like in that mode all the time. And another thing, being an all-wheel drive, you have this button here. And this button shows you turn the corner and with 2 differentials. And since it's an all-wheel drive, it doesn't turn real tight corners. So if you do need to, if you're actually trail crawling around and you need to turn a real tight on a switchback, or if you're in your yard and you don't want to tear up the pavement when you're turning a tight corner, you push that button, and the inside wheel rear, actually ABS will brake it so it kind of stops, and then you pivot on that tire, whichever side is on the inside. So that's interesting.